2 years ago, when I first scouted Abraham Lucas for the 2022 NFL Draft, I came away very impressed and gave him a late first-round grade. You can only imagine how overjoyed I was when the Seahawks were able to land Abe all the way in the depths of the third round. I saw a guy who could be a potential close to difference maker for the position in an age where it's hard to find even quality tackle play. Then Abe hit the field for the Hawks and he was named an immediate starter, and he was solid out the gate. He was serving pancakes by the stack in that first season and bringing a badass attitude that was desperately needed on that offensive line. His PFF scores on the year matched the performance we were seeing on the field, as his 68.5 overall grade that year looks like sheer and utter dominance compared to the likes of Stone Forsythe when he filled in for him last year, or Jason Peters when Stone didn't work and he filled in for him last year, or Stone Forsythe this year when he was filling in for Lucas, or Mike Jarrell, who then filled in for Stone Forsythe when Forsythe went on the IR. A mysterious knee injury came up out of nowhere to derail Lucas's second season. The line mostly collapsed, and we've been waiting hopeful for his return, like the prince that was promised. Not just because he can help a struggling crew, but because a healthy Lucas gives the Seahawks a Pro Bowl level talent, if not more. He is good as both a run and pass blocker and an absolute fit for Ryan Grubb's offense, having played in the system in college. If healthy, his mobility and quickness out of his stance is well put to use in this air raid playbook. But don't take my word for it. Let's dive on into the tape and let me show you why Abraham Lucas might just be the rising tide to lift this offensive ship. First play of the day, let's set the tone. We learn quickly just how ready Abe is to go, and also how his skill set fits like a hand to glove with the requirements of the system. Here he's asked to hit the reach block on the 3-tech defensive tackle. It's a harder block to hit because the man is not right in front of you. Lucas is quick out of his stance and takes the defensive tackle on a ride across the field. Oluwatimi pancakes his guy into the earth, but Anthony Bradford can't get to the second level block of the linebacker, completely whiffing. If Anthony lands that block, the cutback lane for Walker goes for more than just a solid gain. Notice how Lucas not only controls the tackle throughout the rep, but is getting downhill movement. The very next rep, he's in pass pro against the great Nick Bosa. The Seahawks run what is akin to a shotgun 3-step drop, making the lineman's job easier on the play. Still, Lucas mirrors well, no quick pressure. Later in the drive, another pass pro rep, and this one is a true 3-step drop from Geno under center. Like before on these kind of reps, Abe wants to ensure no quick pressure, widen out Bosa as much as possible to give Geno a passing lane, and punish Bosa if he tries to leap up to knock the throw down. Another mirroring rep, staying right in front of Bosa with smooth feet. The next play, Grubb has A.J. Barner chip on Bosa, which serves to probably show the hand of the stunt earlier than the 49ers would have liked. Bradford and Lucas hand off the stunning players to each other easily. Geno's got a great pocket and a passing lane and throws an absolute frozen rope to Jackson Smith-Njigba. Another winning rep here against Bosa on a long developing wheel route to A.J. Barner. Nick wants to take the edge and has a rip move loaded up to help him finish the deal. Abe stays in front of him, neutralizes the rip, and forces Bosa to counter to a spin move. Solid rep. The safety just reads the wheel route and jumps it, making it a tough catch for Barner. We have a sack at the end of the first drive that's technically on Lucas, but not really. I have no bloody idea what in Sam hell Zach Charbonnet is doing in pass protection on this play. He literally hip checks Lucas off the block and doesn't pick up anyone in pass protection. And this happens because his eyes are to the left side of the line of scrimmage like he's expecting a blitz. Strange, because the 49ers don't really blitz, and the Seahawks had a chip on the other side of the line of scrimmage if they did. A weird rep from Charbonnet. I'm willing to bet Lucas ushers Bosa out the back of the pocket if Zach doesn't set a hip pick. Later in the game, as he was flopping out series with Mike Jarrell, Lucas came out for a quick 3 and out. Maybe a little rust here. Bosa presses the edge and gets Lucas to overcommit, allowing Bosa to reverse course back inside and be a factor in stopping the run. In watching Lucas in the past, he would have used that first movement against Bosa to shield him out of the play without having to ever get any real push. It's been a year though. I'm a little surprised we didn't see more rust-riddled plays from Abraham Lucas in this game. Next rep in pass pro, Bosa again challenges him to the edge. To me on this rep, Abe is on it, and Bosa just kind of slides down defeated, which is why you get a moment of Lucas with his hands up around the throat. He quickly resets his hands and tries to corkscrew Bosa to the ground like a lawn ornament. I tell you, it's getting real pancakey in this bitch. Where's my syrup? On the next play, Lucas gets chip help and pass pro from DK Metcalf. See that, Zach Charbonnet? That's how you chip. Remove Bosa's ability to take the edge and guide him right into Abe's pass set. Nick basically gives up from the jump on this play. The power of the Metcalf chip. A tale of two reps on one play. On one side, we have Charles Cross getting turned into a speed bump, and on the other side, Lucas locking up Bosa with a nice sink to his hips, an easy base, and a solid anchor at the end. Charles Cross had some rough moments in this game. Abraham's best rep of the day. This is very similar to the first play of the game they ran. Just post-snap, momentary, effective help from Anthony Bradford as Lucas gets to the reach block on the defensive tackle. But this time, instead of driving his man off screen, he judo throws him headfirst into the turf and lands on him with all of his weight. Abraham Lucas is athletic. Yes. Abraham Lucas is big. Yes. But he's also ill-tempered and strong as a bull moose. After pressing the edge so often prior, Bosa changes it up to power on this rep and gets the best of Lucas. It's a quick throw from Geno, so not enough time for Bosa to take advantage. Bradford does a good job of seeing what's happening with Lucas on the play and providing late help. Bosa comes back again and says that power just worked wonders. Let's try that again. He presses the edge with the first few steps, and then comes the bull rush power. Abraham Lucas anchors in better on this rep, but Bosa's an absolute feral animal when it comes to pressing the pocket, and he gets very close to putting Lucas on skates. The double hand swipe, sometimes with a Euro step, is perhaps Nick Bosa's signature move, and he hits Lucas with it here. Bosa gets the rep win, but Geno has the ball out of his hand too fast with good pressure recognition. Another series forward and a run play to start. You get a combo block with Bradford standing the defensive tackle up and Lucas knocking him down.
Pancake.
Lucas then shows off the mobility, getting to the second level, and though he ends up off his feet, the block would have been more than enough if Walker didn't have to cut it back because the primary hole was closed. As we saw with Bradford earlier, on a whiff after barely helping Lucas on a previous rep, asking the lineman to get two things done on one play isn't easy. Lucas has had this skill in his bag since going back to college. I call this a standstill rep. Lucas, instead of dropping softly into the pocket on the pass pro rep, moves out to meet the edge before he can get going. I suppose after you've been facing Bosa all day, everyone else seems like a little punk. Lucas shows off that anchor again, giving no ground and bringing the edge to nearly a standstill. On this rep, Leonard Floyd gets a running start from basically an outside cornerback alignment. Just a bullet hitting a Kevlar vest. Geno has time, goes through his reads, but he just can't find anybody and ends up making a bad decision on the play. Lucas may have given up a step or two on contact, but he keeps Floyd in front of him the whole time. Last series, the game-winning drive. First rep, Lucas gets attacked with the bull rush again, but again, Lucas' anchor holds up and Geno gets the ball out very fast. On the next rep, I think Leonard Floyd has a malfunction and gets caught between three different moves and ends up trying nothing. Ball's out super fast again though from Geno. Next play, Floyd tries a ghost move and Lucas is happy to let Floyd usher himself out of the pocket away from the tunnel screen. Another quick throw here from Geno. Lucas again, as we've seen on a previous rep, slightly moves out to meet the edge rather than shuffling backwards and letting the edge take it to him. It's almost like a quasi-jump set, and most tackles in the league don't have the confidence in their athletic ability, or hands for that matter, to try it and pass pro when they're not working off of play action. Another play here from Floyd where he's just neutralized, and kind of doesn't even try any moves. Anthony Bradford gives him a late rib shot for being lazy. A winning rep for Lucas though. Next rep, Floyd tries to go with the long arm bull rush, where as a defender you really want to extend at the point of contact to engage that lockout power. As Floyd's hitting Lucas with the right long arm, Lucas attacks Floyd's other arm and doesn't allow him to really extend, neutralizing the move. Leonard Floyd on this rep again tries to widen himself out to Sacramento and steal the edge on Lucas, but Lucas is too quick out of his stance and meets him at the corner. Geno has the passing window to step up here because Lucas lands the block, but also because of the wide-ass path Floyd took to get there. The next play, quick pressure given up by Bradford forces Geno to step up. Floyd gets the sack, but it's a cheap one and not really on Lucas. This play goes bad because Bradford gives up immediate pressure. He's owned right off the snap. A little chip help from Walker on this play. Floyd ends up in kind of no man's land and doesn't really look like he has much of a plan, as we've seen on a few of these plays, allowing Geno to run right past him. On the next play, we've got a completion to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Nothing too fancy here as Bradford is helping out Lucas on a double team, and they get the win. And then we've got the final play of the game. Floyd tries another haphazard long arm bull rush attempt that gets very little push. Geno sees the hole up in front of him, and he's off to the races. Game over. Abraham Lucas's triumphant return to the Seahawks offensive line feels like Simba returning from exile in the Lion King to retake his pride. The Seahawks O-line has been by far the worst positional group on the team, threatening at times to almost single-handedly sink this season's hopes, all on their own through their sheer and utter dysfunction. The biggest part of this mess, bar none, by far, has been the worst right tackle situation in the NFL in 2024. When Abraham Lucas' insurance, George Fant, went down for the year, it left the Seahawks scrambling onto plans C and D for the position. Stone Forsythe is really a pure left tackle and not a starter at that. He held on for dear life over on that right side, had more than his fair share of penalties, and was leading the league in pressures allowed up until last week, despite the fact that he's been on injured reserve 4 weeks. Mike Jarrell then filled in for him, did his best, does offer some true upside, but had even more penalties than Stone and perhaps performed even worse. Not his fault, as he was thrown into the fire without a hose as a 6th-round rookie right tackle. When healthy, Abraham Lucas is a legitimate talent, a tone setter, a berserker, whose return to the Seahawks offensive line might just spark a playoff run. Can taking a league-worst positional group to an above-average state impact this offense in a major way? I believe it can, and I'm hoping it will. My name is Brandon Kane. This is the Hawks Nest. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. But beyond all that, don't you ever forget, go Hawks.
I'm pretty tired. Almost passed out there at the end, but great, we got a win. So that's all I care about.